Some say it's soft as a glistening rain that gently touches my soul. Comes all the fire that burns in me. I needed a more stable voice. And I simply lose control. Just right now. Like that. Doing a little bit of practice here. Let that ring out. I like that. No, 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 no. So we're gonna. So when we got the. So we can only get this together properly. I know what I need to do. So we went with the. Drop it down. So. Try it here. So. So. So I like that. I like that. I like that. Ah, yeah. Okay, I like that. So So let's go with the. So let's a little bit. Let's see. Make it a little bit quiet. So we're gonna talk about the importance of practicing. Excuse my hair. Yesterday I was doing a live yesterday, and it's kind of dissatisfied with the live because I did not know what direction I wanted to take it in. You guys can't see the keys because my tripod is somewhere in this house and I don't know where. Brian McKnight once said, and I know he's trending in interviews, but he gives good musical advice. He said, once you understand where a song is going, you know, if you take this song that I'm working on called Rain by SWV, Portrait of Tracy was where we got that. Well, we got that bass line. Brian Alexander Morgan took that bass line and he made something very beautiful out of that song. So if we get to kind of like if you take this song and we get to the skeleton of the song is done in the key of G, you guys. You know I love the key of G. So the song is done in the key of G. One accidental is gonna be F sharp, G, F sharp. I'm gonna go sideways here for just a little bit. Got my wife's guitar here, and she was working on it. And no, I'm not a guitar player. I'm not a piano player. I'm just a lover of music. But, you know, when I was telling her gave her some advice, I said, hey, if you want to learn how to play guitars, just start with the scale. Start with the scale. Kind of like you know, start getting familiarized with the scale, and we're gonna take it almost to the same way, or we're gonna approach it the same way that we approach playing a piano. And yes, I did go sideways. I did go sideways on this. So, you know, you got your C major 7 scale. You got your same thing. So any one of you guys want to learn how to play a different instrument, it goes back to the root cause of just learning your scales. And again, you would actually say those scales as you're plucking them out. So if I were teaching you how to play the guitar, which again, as a disclaimer, I'm not a guitar player, I would go to your A string. Remember, we got 6 strings, E, A, D, G, B, and E. And you would go to your A string and you would go to your 3rd fret. And that 3rd fret gives you the key of C. And this piano that I'm playing on is out tuned. C. And now we're going to go to your D string, C, open D, 2nd fret on the same string, on the 3rd string. So we got C, D, E, second fret, same string, F. So on your third string from the bottom, open G, A, open B, C. So it all is going to begin at just you learning your regular scales. Yes, I need to do something with this hair. But anyway, this is live. This is natural. I went kind of sideways on that. So I got my hands a little callous pressing the strings. But once you get your mind wrapped around a song, I know this is already going to be in the key of G, and we want to get that rhythm pattern going. Get that rhythm. So when we start this song, we're not going to talk about the melody yet, which is, we're not going to talk about that melody yet. We're just going to talk about just getting that rhythm in you. So that rhythm is going to start on the 4, which is going to be a C, major 7 chord. And then we're going to move up to the 5 chord. But the 5 chord is going to be a D chord, a G chord. But it's going to be, let's make that GBD. But make it a G, almost a G sus2. Almost a G sus2, but just make it just make that a G chord. Or you can call that maybe a G9 when it's a cluster. So we got GBD. And see, a G sus2 would be just 3 chords, because remember we're talking in the language of chords. So your G sus2 would be a G, A, and D. But let's cluster that. Let's keep that whole thing clustered. GBD. G, A, B, D. Now this chord right here is an inverted chord. So we got the, and the reason why we're going to say it's an inverted chord instead of a E major triad or an E sus chord is because there is no major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we were to write this, it couldn't be that. It couldn't be that. So it would actually have to be almost it would be that 7th chord. So that 7 would be a F sharp chord, major, minor, major, minor, diminished. So it's not even a diminished. So it's almost a F sharp sus. What? Almost a F sharp diminished sound. So we got your F sharp, your A flat. You gotta speak in terms of flat. I hope I did that right. So G. So yeah, that's the weird thing about that. So that's actually gonna be a A flat. So you got your F sharp, A flat, your regular B, and I wish I knew what to call this chord. So if you guys are in the comment section, help me out with it. So just your basic rhythm. So you're going from your 4, 1, 7. You got it? And then we're walking it up from the 2, 4, 1. It's still a 7, but I just took that E here and put it at the end, so I inverted that 7. 7. So we're going to go with the 4, which is your C major 7 chord. Back to your 1. Your 7, but it's inverted. You got your C major 7, third time around. And then we're gonna land on your 5th chord. But that 5th is gonna be a D, which is really amazing about this song because the 5th chord should actually be a major, but this is making it a minor. So now that we're talking about minor chords, this song is actually in the key of what? It's actually in the key of, since we're working with that minor, E minor chord. E minor chord, G, A, B, C, D. So you're working in the chord of E minor. But when you're learning the language of music, I can tell you E minor, I can tell you G major, it'll all be the same thing. But when it comes to the term of writing it, you've got to write it properly. We can go with that one. So you got yours. So let's go with the, remember, you got to get the rhythm. Some say it's soft as a glistening rain that gently touches my soul. I need to learn the lyrics to the song burns in me, and I simply lose control. Yeah, but I'd like to, again, what Brian McKnight said is once you learn where to go with the song, you can have fun with it. So you guys kind of see how I reharm that. And then I reharmed it because I know where the song is going. I reharmed it, and then I brought it back to the. See, that's not what the song is doing when you listen to it. That's a complete reharmonization of the song. Let me see. Hold on. I have no idea where that B minor. Okay, that's where it came from. Again, we're dealing with the key of E minor. That's the relative minor right there. So we got the E, F sharp, G, A, B. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't see. Here's the thing. When we start talking about music theory, help me out here. I have no idea where that came from. So you can kind of make a little beat out of it. You could go so many places with that. That's the joy of it. Okay, so now that you have the rhythm dialed in, hopefully with this song, beautiful song, and I think Brian Alexander Morgan, I'm gonna keep shouting his name out because he did a phenomenal job with this. Said to date, he said this took him further than SWV, and probably with guys like me, it's gonna take him a little bit further. I did something in the past with it, but I'm not gonna do that now. I'm trying to play it kind of as it's written. So some say it's soft as a is it a misting rain or a glistering rain? It's the rain that gently touches my soul. Comes all the fire that burns in me, and I simply lose control. I get that, and I simply lose it. I simply lose control. Oh, I'm off key. Just right now. So wait. Okay, no wonder. I was off key and my hands was off playing. Okay, so hold on. I simply lose control. There it is. Okay. Just rain down on me. Whoa. Wait, hold on. Yeah. So keep this in mind when you're doing your repertoire, when you're doing your repetition. Once you exactly know where the song is going, when I get to our other place, I'll do this on the piano. There's a rhythm section. 1-5 4. And we got that minor 7. I'm sorry, that minor 5. We're gonna just call it a minor 5. And we're gonna use this as a passing chord. So we go with the like that. Change the mood of it. Yeah. And I might have to write that down. I'm trying to figure out what to title this live. Do you know where you're going? Or I should title it, Once You Know Where You're Going with the song. You can start to understand it. So I understand where I'm going with it. You got your 5. And if we're in the key of E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be a 6. And here's the thing. This is the reason why the song is so beautiful. because no matter from which angle that I approach the song, no matter which angle I approach the song, it changes. Because if this was in the key E minor, this six is supposed to actually be either it's supposed to be a C minor, a dominant sound, but no, it still keeps landing me back on a major sound. Whether it's six, it doesn't make sense if it was an E minor because the six would be different. Now I'm talking about like I'm a music nerd. It would be different. But in the key of G major, that form makes sense. And that, yeah, music sometimes when it doesn't make sense, it becomes beautiful. When it doesn't make sense, yeah. When and here's the thing, I'm throwing in nuances of this song that doesn't make sense, like this, like that. This is your B minor 7 chord. Hit you up home there, and that home will be considered the tonic right there. So keep this in mind, guys. Get that repetition in you, get that rhythm in you. Know where you're going, because how you know where you're headed. Now we're gonna go to that minor 7. You can go that minor 7, that D minor 7, and I'm going up that D just for emphasis. That now that D is, I'm sharpening that D, changing its sound, changing the trajectory of the song. When Coco just starts yelling out every little drip drop. Happy shedding, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have this going live. Like, subscribe, share. Yeah, I'm gonna put this live on there because I learned a lot. I'm learning that my face is looking older on the screen. I learned a lot just by this one thing. I'm kind of happy with this. Get the rhythm in you. No. So